Oh my god. Tonight was insane. Yesterday was insane. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so this morning, like 3:50-ish a.m., before I'm even like meant to open, but I was gonna open earlier because of Frito-Lay anyway. I hear these people hanging out front waiting, and they're talking, but they're not being rude. So I'm like, all right, I'll probably open the door and let them in early, but I'll wait till Frito-Lay gets there. So I waited, and like 4:08-ish is when they got there. They came in. The dude, I've seen them both before. The dude is just like a stoner dude. The lady, the girl that came in, was the same girl that came in dripping in sweat the other day, who had made it just before 2 a.m. to buy her 4 Locos. She's kind of a mess. They came in, I don't even remember what they got. I think they got some food or whatever on food stamps, which is fine. And, but they kept talking, and they were hanging out for a while they like microwaved their food. And the girl had a cut on her hand and didn't notice. And I didn't notice until after she left. She kept touching things and getting blood on stuff. And I'm just like, as soon as I saw, like, there's blood on the microwave, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I said to the guy, I was like, wait, is your friend bleeding? And I'm like, there's blood on the microwave. And he goes, oh shit. And he goes out and asked her, and she's like, oh, I didn't even know. And so then they came in to get a Band-Aid, and then she went to the bathroom to clean up after herself, and there's like blood on the bathroom door. And I hate dealing with blood. It is so gross and disturbing to me. My own blood is fine, but like someone else's, this is why I could never be a nurse. I can't handle bodily fluids. It's just really freaks me out. So I'm like, this is literally the second time that I have had to clean up blood at a gas station. At the gas station. I've worked in food service for so many more years than this. And I've only ever had to clean my own blood, like if I cut myself or something, and the worst thing I've ever done is, like, I still have a scar here. I cut myself taking out the trash. There's, like, can lid that was this big. It's super duper sharp, and it just sliced right through the bag and almost right to the bone, and I had to go get stitches. But, like, again, that was my own blood, and it didn't get all over the place. It was just contained. I went right to the bathroom and cleaned it up and went to the hospital. But, like, so I sanitized that microwave so damn well because this is a food safety hazard. It's like a biohazard. You have to treat it as such anytime. It doesn't matter who it is, if it's me or someone else or some random person I don't know. It has to be treated like a biohazard, and that's what I did. I put on the gloves. We have this bathroom cleaning spray, which is like heavy duty and kills viruses and E. coli and all that stuff because we use it to potentially clean up shit in the bathroom. So I used that. I sprayed down the whole microwave, and I let it sit because you have to let it sit to really kill everything that might be on there. And I wiped it down, and then I did it again until it was pristine. And that microwave have not been this clean in at least 6 months. I can tell you that. Then, well, as they're hanging out before even all this happened, he's talking to me, and he's, talking about the difference between the people that live on the streets in this particular town versus the neighboring city, which is a lot more sketchy and dangerous. You go there, you're gonna get mugged. Here, there's a chance, but it's like a definite if you go to that other city. And she misheard me say something because I think they were talking about the difference between Walmart and Target and all that. And He's like, it's all the lower class people at Walmart. And I was like, well, I mean, Target likes to market themselves as being a little better quality, but they're really not. It's still just mass produced crap. And she hears me say something about Polynesian people. And I'm like, still trying to figure out where the hell she even got that from, because that's not anywhere close to what I said. And she just interrupts and goes, I'm Polynesian. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then she's like, I heard you say shit about Polynesians. I was like, no, definitely not what I said. And then I repeated myself. She's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, and then and then she starts going on and on about street people. And she's like, street people are just people. We're all just people. It doesn't matter if you have a house or not. And I'm like, I know. I literally never said anything. And I'm like, I'm not judging anybody. I don't know where she got this from. The dude understood what I was actually trying to say, which is that basically the people around here are a lot more chill than the people in the neighboring city, where it's more dangerous. It's legitimately more dangerous, and I don't think anyone would disagree with me that lives here and knows the area. But I felt like this girl is just looking for something to be offended by and to get mad about, and I'm like, just please stop. And then she left, and I saw the blood, and I was like, oh god damn it. I had to clean that all up. And I had already cleaned the bathroom that morning because I clean when I close. So I had to clean it again. Unfortunately, she didn't get anything on like something that I would have to throw away, like a packaging for food or anything like that. It was just like the microwave, the counter, the floor, and the door. Oh, pretty easy to clean and sanitize. It's just gross. So I dealt with all that. Plus, the night before, I had so little time to do anything because people kept coming in as I was trying to do stuff. Literally, like every time I take out the vacuum, someone walks in the door. I'm like, put the vacuum away, help them out, wait for them to leave, get the vacuum back out again. And it just a cycle. And that happened again tonight. It literally took me over an hour to do all of the sweeping and vacuuming because people kept coming in right, like I get maybe a minute of sweeping done and then someone comes in. Gotta go back behind the counter, stop what I'm doing, help them out, wait for them to leave. And sometimes they would drive up and just sit there in their car for a minute, and I'm like behind the counter waiting and waiting, and then they finally come in, and then they spend like 5 minutes in the store, and I'm like, normally that's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm just being a big baby today because I'm annoyed, and the whole yesterday and today has just been an exercise in frustration. And this one lady came in. She's, I think, recently homeless, so it's still really new to her, and she was freaking out, and she's like having an anxiety attack, and like telling me her whole life story about like how she got to this point. She's like, I used to make $100,000 a year, and I had, this van and this van, and the police took my van. They impounded it because it was parked for too long, and then like they're worried it's going to happen again to this other vehicle that she's been living in. And I ended up buying her a milk and a bag of chips because she had already bought some other stuff, and she had very little money, and I was like, okay, it cost me $5, really not a big deal, but I just wanted her to feel like there's something, some people who care. And she had a guy with her that they seem to be friends or something, and they're both struggling and trying to make it work, and they were trying to get a hold of someone to help them tow their car because it's broken down, so she can't move it until she fixes the car because she can't fix the car right now, so they have to like move it at least to another street, and then it won't get towed because it has to be moved every certain number of hours, or the police will just impound your car and then sell it at auction. And that's really shitty I've seen so many people in the last couple of months who were living in their cars and are now living on the street because their cars got impounded because there's this new law. It's like they call it homeless abatement police, that they're specifically, they go out, they take down encampments, and they tow vehicles. And I don't see how this is helping the problem, because the problem is not that these people are living in encampments or in their cars. The problem is that they can't afford to live in a shelter, like an apartment or a house, and there aren't enough spaces in the homeless shelters, or they're so restrictive that you can't actually get back on your feet if you're living in them. And I feel like before we start criminalizing people who are struggling, we should make an attempt to help them instead of just making things worse. You're just making things worse. And it makes me so angry. But at the same time, I don't know what to do about it. All they can help is little tiny bits on an individual basis with the people that I meet, but it does nothing to stop the systemic issues that are going on in this state, and honestly the whole country, really. It's just so frustrating, and also frustrating to know that that could be us, any of us. If you're not independently wealthy, like wealthy, and able to set yourself up for the rest of your life, you can lose everything and be on the streets again. All of us. And I felt on the brink of that for so long. I don't know what it feels like to have stability and to not live with that fear of becoming homeless. Today's almost over. I just hope everything goes more smoothly. I mopped the floor. Now I just gotta clean some other stuff and we'll be good. Take some deep breaths. And it's gonna be okay. Thanks for listening to my little rant there. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful Wednesday. It's Thursday now. Just have a good night and day or whatever. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.